Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone, especially Sir Aizat. I am Nur Humaira binti Azman from LG243-2A, and today I will be presenting a critique of the article titled Attitudes of English Education Students Towards Word Englishes, Preferences and Cultural Influences by Amelina ETAL 2024. The article explores how Indonesian English education students view word Englishes, focusing on their preferences for standard English like British and American varieties, and how social and cultural influences shape those preferences. The researchers used questionnaires and interviews with 38 students. They found that while students acknowledge other Englishes like Chinglish or Indian English, many still prefer British and American English because those varieties feel more familiar, easier to pronounce, and are seen as more prestigious or cool. This reflects how exposure and cultural norms affect students' attitudes, especially in regions where standard English is idealized. To critique this article, I will apply the crack test, followed by a deeper look at its strengths and weaknesses. For the first one, clarity. The article is well organized with clear definitions of terms like word Englishes and attitudes. The findings are presented in an easy-to-follow way. Relevance. The topic is highly relevant in the context of global English use. It helps readers understand why it's important to recognize English diversity, especially in education. Authority. The authors are affiliated with reputable Indonesian universities, and the article is published in a peer-reviewed journal, which boosts its credibility and accuracy. The study uses both qualitative and quantitative methods. The data from surveys and interviews is explained with enough support and balance. Purpose. The article's aim is clear, not to ignore or argue which English is better, but to show how students think about different varieties and why broader acceptance of word Englishes matters. A major strength of the article is its use of culture's three circles model, which helps readers to understand how English is used differently across the globe, from native speakers to those in multilingual countries like Indonesia. It is also valuable that the authors focus on Indonesian students, a group of not often highlighted in global linguistic studies. But there are some weaknesses too. The analysis of student preferences is quite surface level. For example, it tells us that students like British and American English, but not why in depth. Media influence, colonial history, or education system are fully explored. Also, the sample size was small, only 38 students from 3 universities, so the findings can really represent broader attitudes across the country. As a Malaysian student myself, I relate to this issue personally. I used to feel insecure about my English, thinking that I needed to sound like a native speaker to be correct. But the truth is, English belongs to all of us, not just to native speakers. That's why this article matters. It reminds us to question why we think certain English are more valid than others, and challenge us to become more inclusive and confident and respectful in how we approach language. I have realized that our accent is part of our identity, and valuing only native varieties leads to language insecurity. What I will add to the article is a stronger focus on that, on how internalized bias affects students' confidence and how educators can help break this mindset by promoting linguistic diversity in the classroom. So to conclude, in my personal opinion, this article reminded me that the way we speak English is deeply tied to who we are. I have learned that it's okay not to sound like a native speaker. What is matter most is being confident and respectful of different voices. As someone who once felt unsure about my own English, this research helped me appreciate how important it is to embrace all varieties, including our own. That's all from me. Thank you.